Well, good evening. We have got another look at this fabulous one-day special from Chocolate Baroque. And I love it because it's delicate, it's intricate, it's versatile, and it's phenomenal, of course, quality because it's Chocolate Baroque. Now, we couldn't have a Chocolate Baroque without the woman behind Chocolate Baroque. Lesley, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I think I've kind of I kind of felt as if I'd rushed in, you know, on a play. Yeah. When they say, you know, enter Russians from stage left. Yeah. I kind of felt that's what had happened to me today.
Yeah. But you are now, you had something to eat.
I've had something to eat.
Lipstick on.
Lipstick's on.
Yeah. So
Brains dropped out, but you know.
Now, the one-day special. Now, this is a blueprint from the collection, but this is the second release.
Correct, yes. So the first collection we launched in January, and that was the Calla Lily, the wild cornflower, the I have to think, go back and think what the others two brain's gone. Sorry, I can't. But anyway, we launched those. And then everybody said, are you going to do another collection? We loved those. Are you going to do another one? Well, like I said in the first show at launch, you get a blockbuster movie, and it's great, the first one, and then it's a case of, is the sequel going to be as good or better or worse or whatever? So it's a bit, I must admit, a bit of trepidation about launching this one. But all the design team, our wonderful design team, and we have some fabulous samples, said they think they like this one better than the first one.
Well, I do. I have to say, I absolutely adore it. I love the light bulb, for instance, because it's all about the light. And I think nowadays, these days, more than ever, we want that brightness in our lives. Yeah. And I think it's very kind of almost evocative of that, you know, searching for the light. But also the beautiful structures, also the strength, the staircases, that kind of, the blueprints to build a better life in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. All the blueprints I own, and they're date back from about 1850 odd. There's actually quite a story with all of those, which I'll try and reiterate as the day goes over, the 24 hours. But there's some bits and pieces. For instance, the echinacea one. Yes. Which there's a piece on the echinacea one. Yeah. Which it looks like a half moon circle. Yeah. That's that one. Yes. Yeah. That is actually a tool that was designed in 1884 to actually make wood curve. Oh. And the echinacea is actually set against a curved archway of brick. Wow. And to get the bricks and everything to go into the curve and pour everything into it, they had to make the wood curve. And that tool was designed to curve the wood, so then they could build the structure with wood first and then add the bricks afterwards. And
you can see how beautiful it works for backgrounds. It doesn't need to necessarily be the commanding attention either. But I'm going to show you a couple more of the echinacea, the samples, because you can see the beautiful flowers. I love the sample. That is done by Brenda, and you can see how Brenda has kind of decoupaged them as well. Now, half of the stock of the one-day special has already gone. Wow. Now, I kind of showed you the one-day special because the one-day special is 4 A5. I'm kind of getting the A5. It's I was talking about my issue with numbers before, but it's 4 A5. Yes. It's the wrong order. Now you have got in here. They are cling foam mounted.
They are already mounted for you. Yes.
So ready to go to cut around and put it into our acrylic. That's right.
And of course they will work on acrylic block. They will also work in your stamping platforms, because you just take out the mat from the bottom, because that's the cushioning foam that's substituted.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to go for the one-day special, remember that comes cling foam mounted, and you get 4 A5, hence my issues. Allium, Chrysanthemum, the Lupin, and the Echinacea sets, £58.96 with a £13 saving. 564873 is your item number. Now, of course, there you have got a FlexiBuy option. The other option that you have got as well is, this is not the one-day special per se, but it's an option to get exactly the same stamps, but get them unmounted. Why do you do that, Lesley?
Because we still have people who like to be able to either mount them or just use some repositionable glue on the back. They like to have them in the hand and be able to use them just in the hand. Sometimes you think that you don't, I mean, you still can do it when you've got the cling cushion on, but people sometimes like the idea of just being able to use bits of a stamp. I know Leonie is very, very popular with unmounted stamps.
Well, they are great for backgrounds, and like you say, that sometimes the storing and things. There is many reasons why you may want to have them unmounted. You still have got a £13 saving. You still have got a flexi buy option, but the details are slightly different. The item number is 085127. That is the item number for the unmounted rubber stamps. They are exactly the same stamps, but just that they don't come in that cling foam mount element. Right, and now we have got a lot more from Chocolate Baroque. We have got including, well, in the first hour we had so many sellouts because they are incredibly beautiful elements that you can mix as well. Now here we have got a gorgeous set of well, it's a set of three, well, or three sets of two. Is that correct? It's better
Yes,
way.
that's correct. Yes. Yeah, there's 6 stencils in total,
yeah.
but there's 3, as you said, there's 3 sets of 2.
2, exactly. So you have got, and of course you have got the mask being the inside of when they cut in a stencil. That's the ones that you are gonna get as well to create those kind of negative spaces in there. They are, you were really, I know it sounds silly, but I was kind of blown away by your last demonstration at 6 p.m. because it showed how really clever these stencils are.
Yeah, I've got it here again. If anybody didn't see that show that hour, so I've got it back here on the overhead there.
Overhead.
Yeah, so sometimes you don't want you like to get sort of depth, as we do stenciling and we do lots of depths, etc., and build up layers. Well, the point with these stencils is that sometimes you want to then stamp over the top, and depending on how subtle or strong your stencil is, it can show through the stamp. So I wanted to have a stencil that I could work down the side of a journal, an A5 journal, because the 6-inch ones, you know, with the best will in the world, sometimes you either get over the edge or, and then the A4 ones are lovely, but they're a bit big to work with. And I wanted something worth the stencil, but something also that I could twist and turn around my artwork and still be able to stencil around it. So with this one I did at the 6 o'clock show, I'd already stamped and coloured the loop in first.
Yeah.
And then I took my stencil and I literally worked around the hole, and I haven't gone over my stamped image or my inked image at all, but I still got that layering in the background.
It is so clever. £15.99 is the price for those 3 sets of 2 you're getting. Now, a quarter of the restock has already gone. Dispatch date from the 18th because, of course, it did sell out early on. 339174 is your item number. Then we have got the MDF kit here with the papers. These features have beautiful papers that they are thinner, but I mean, I don't know how to explain them. Can you do
No,
that?
it's very difficult to explain them actually. They feel very much a cross between like a tissue paper and a rice paper. They are very, very thin, as you can see, you feel them. And when I layered them onto the MDF there in the first hour, you can't see them once they're there. You just glue it on and it kind of becomes your background. But it also works on cardstock as well, so it doesn't have to be on MDF, it'll work on cardstock. It works on any of your surfaces you want to add it to, so you might want to add it to a tag or grey board or anything like that. The one thing I would just say is that sometimes you can't actually see through it. Is that one I did this afternoon, you know, there. If you notice, I didn't prep the MDF. Now the MDF's very dark, and for all that paper's very thin, you couldn't see through you couldn't see the brown through it. So it's still, you know, strong enough for you to be able to. But then you can paint over it.
Yeah, and it has got a lot of you know, the strength, but also the delicateness. It makes it's a contradiction.
It
in
is,
terms,
yeah. You wouldn't think it would work, but it does.
It does, yeah. Well, maybe it's a strong. How can you say it? It's delicate strength or something like that.
That's right. Yes. The point is that all of these, they've got 5 sheets, one of each. So there's a script, there's the arches with the arched windows and the columns. There are 2 different sizes of a motor and again a blueprint. So that's one's a motor engine and one's a dynamo. So they're all drawings of motor engine parts.
Yeah, which is this one, I think.
Yeah, there's the one with a smaller print and one with a larger print.
That's the smaller one, and then you have got the larger one, and then we have got.
And then you've got the arches there with some of the columns at the side. Again, I own all of these drawings.
That's just beautiful.
And
then of course,
there's a script, and you've got the one with the collage effect of sort of like old-fashioned armory and weapons and things.
This is a really cool kit. That is one of each are included with the MDF as well, with the bulldog clips for £14.99. It's a phenomenal kit. I did sell out early, back on extended delivery, dispatch day from the 18th of September. 20% of the stock has already gone. 353794 is your item number. Now, you may want to stock up on those papers as well, because we do have them. Oh yeah, no, but I just wanted to mention, but sorry, the papers, sorry.
Yes.
I kind of weird one there, yeah. because I think if I was watching, I kind of would think I want extra of the papers.
That's why I brought the pack on. I thought people get these and think, do you know, I like the look of those. So I thought, right, I'll bring a pack.
Yeah, that is phenomenal. So you're getting 25 of the printed ones, 5 of each 5 designs, plus 5 of the plain ones.
So then you can stamp yourself and create your own collage in bits and pieces. That's the idea.
70% of the stock of that bundle is already gone. £11.99 makes a perfect add-on to the other one that is special as well. 885144 is your item number. And then another really very popular product that Lesley has brought us today. So popular that it did sell out earlier, and now it's back on extended delivery. Dispatch date from the 18th, I think, of September. Yeah, we confirm that. Then we have got, it comes with those 10 brushes, and then that, you know, the trio water pot, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. Can you tell us more about these brushes, Lesley?
Yeah, okay. Well, I was looking around 2 years ago, I think, since we actually launched these here, but they keep selling well, and they're just wonderful brushes. I wanted a round brush. I like flat brushes for paint, but when it comes to doing watercolours and paintings, you sometimes need a very fine brush. And I was sick to death of having brushes that the bristles and everything came out. So I searched around, and eventually I tested an awful lot of brushes, and this is what they came up with. And I wanted white, and the reason I wanted white was because then you can see the colour of the paint or the ink you're using. How many times have you got a brush that's got dark bristles and you think, is that brown, is it red, is it black? You know, you can't really tell on a dark brush. With these you can. The point being, you wash them all out in lukewarm water with a bit of hand soap, put them back into shape, and then they're just, as I say, these ones, the one I was using this evening to paint with, that's the first one I had to test with. I've not renewed them since.
Wow, that is great. And they're not only the 10 brushes you're getting this marvelous, magical almost pen pot, because it comes in here with all the different little pods that come in. So it kind of, yeah, and early on I kind of was trying to put this one and there, and it's like, it doesn't stay put, it doesn't stay. It's just there's this little, and then you can have them in here. And so, why do you find it so good to have 3 pots of water? Because
you should always, if you can, you should always have a clean water and a dirty water. But sometimes you do make a mistake, and I've put dirty into dirty, you know, or dirty into clean, and then suddenly you've got 2 dirty pots, and then you've got to go and wherever your water is and da-da-da. So you've got more chance if you've got 3.
Yes,
of keeping at least 1 clean.
But also, I think what I love about it is that gives you more stability at the bottom.
Yes.
You could use one of them to have the brushes in here, so you can then go in as well. Yeah. So it depends how you would do it. Also, I love the way that it's low profile once it is all inside each other.
Exactly. It's easy to store away, easy to take away with you, or just to keep stored away. As I say, I have mine. I permanently use the one. This is mine. It's filthy, but that's the one. You keep yours a lot cleaner than I will.
Well, you never know. And £19.98. You know, 2/3 of the stock has already gone of the restock. So if you want yours, do check out your baskets. £5. You know, you have got a saving of £5. 493546 is your item number. It's a really good, you know, kit for £19.98. Now we have got a beautiful stamping. Well, no, it's not a stamping. It's inked cards by Lesley, as well as the papers. Now the cards are, you know, if you look at it, you're thinking, oh, that's beautiful, but that's not a lot of, well, there is a lot more. So you have got actually 30, I believe, of the cards and 40 of the papers?
That's correct. And there's 10 patterns in each, so there's 10 designs in each.
Oh, that's
so there's 3 of each of the designs in the postcard, and there is 4 of each of the designs in it, because they're double-sided in the...
So
papers.
the cards are A6?
A6, 350 GSM.
And then the papers are double-sided A5.
Yes.
They have got these kind of beautiful sheen to them.
Yeah, you can still stamp on them. You can use a StazOn, because that works on any non-porous surface. You can use your archival or your VersaFine and VersaFine and use an emboss to emboss on them. They will take paint, so you can gesso over them if you want to just knock them back a little bit. Yeah. They die cut beautifully. They make great matting and layering papers. And they're just sort of something that I think to add colour. If you don't want to go to all the position of getting yourself messy and inked up, then and because the way the colours are, there's something to match everything you've got, really.
Indeed, indeed, they are beautiful. £19.98.
There's a sample here, sorry.
Oh, no,
when you come back, this one in the middle is actually used, and this box as well, have used the postcards to create those two.
Well, I'll show them when we go back into showing the one-day special. £90.98 is the price. Remember, you're getting 70 pieces of between paper and card. 872079 is your item number. The one-day special, though, the design team have had a blast of making creations with it. So here it is what they have done. And then isn't that amazing? And yes, it is this gorgeous sample that, of course, Lesley was referring early before the break, because it was kind of beautiful, the papers and the card. This is the card, isn't it?
That's the card, yes. And that's one of the frames from the craft-along.
The last craft-along, yeah. It's a beautiful frame, I love that. And of course, that is one of them. And see, you can see, and this is the other one, which you can see the beautiful vibrancy of those colors and how well it stamps on top of it. And then you can bring even more elements to them. Brilliant. Thank you for pointing that out, because I think it always showcases much more when we know what to do with them. Yeah. All right. And now what are you going to show us, Lesley?
Well, do you know what? My argument has always been about stamps. If they look good in black and white, you're onto a winner. So what I'm going to just do is, if you just allow me, I'm just going to stamp each of the main hero images, I call it, just in black and white on plain white paper, and see what you think.
Okay.
So let's start first, and then you can see the detail as well.
Of course.
Not that you can't see it when you colour, but I sometimes think seeing it just as it is.
There is something incredibly rewarding of getting a brand new stamp and then stamping into black, into white cards. Yeah. This is beautiful. So you can pick up every single line, every single.
And this is what I want. This I think will kind of show you. If you're new to Chocolate Baroque stamps, this I hope will show you how fine a detail we can get into our stamps. So let's do, I'm just going to do one on each piece of paper, and then you can see it in its own glory.
Okay.
So it's a long stamp, so I always stamp horizontally, because it's much more difficult to try and get even pressure if you're stamping it vertically. So a larger image, I always stamp a crossover. Allow the ink to bite into your paper just a little bit. Okay, and pressure in the middle, because it's the middle where you need to get it most. Unless, of course, you're using a stamp platform. There you go. There you go. That is the allium.
That is beautiful. Look at the detail.
I don't know how close we can get into that, but the detail, just even down to these fine lines which is drawn to show you. This is actually a cross section. Yep. There we go. How's that? Okay. Here we go. You're going to see this close up.
Yeah. Look. Oh.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at that detail. Look at the tiny little numbers.
Yeah, this is a cross section of a steeple or a tower. How to build one of those. So that's what that one is.
This
Okay.
is, yeah.
So that's the allium. Okay. So we'll move on, and we'll do the next one. So you see what I mean? In black and white, you actually get to see all the detail.
All the detail. And I love
And I think if as I say, if a stamp looks good in black and white, then you're on a chance of having something that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So the next one is the chrysanthemum, and I've tried to use stamps or floral images that you don't actually see every day as stamps. So the allium, the chrysanthemum, lupin, and echinacea. Echinacea you probably see more of because a lot of people will notice the cone flower.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So here we go. So now this is the Chrysanthemum Staircase. And of course I have all these drawings and all these things, and I'm thinking, what am I going to put with them? And it's a long process getting the right image with the right, you know, with the right
flower.
Yes, yeah.
Because now you were going to say architecture. Is it architecture that you were going to do?
Yes, yes.
And I also think in the other word that came to my mind is archetype. You know, like the archetype of a flower that would correspond with the architecture nature of a building, architectural. And I also love the fact that you have got things like you were telling me about the golden ratio and the
Fibonacci circle. Yes, that's this one here. There.
Absolutely.
That's the Fibonacci circle there.
Which is perfect if you want something like, for instance, my father is obsessed with the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence. So it's like, and that sort of is really powerful for certain people. Like kind of they associate it with certain things. And
right, here we go. It's camera one.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
I don't know.
Is that the chrysanthemum?
Look at that. Look at the image again. How clear and as pretty is that?
And I love the stairs in here because I do love the idea of going up, you know, like the, you know, elevation, you know, and I think that is such a contrast between the lines from the staircase but the softness of the flower.
Yeah, yeah. So my very lovely producer Kim has just said, why is it? Is it because it's grey rubber, or what's the? We're very hot, so to speak, I suppose the way to say it, on getting very fine detail.
Yeah.
And it's the process. So from the hand-drawn images, or in this case the hand-drawn, the architectural bits and pieces, it's all about the process. If I get that process right, then they go to our plate makers, and then the plate makers, they're all etched plates, and then they come back and then they hand it over to David, and then David's the one that makes sure that the quality is as it is.
So it's a process that you take care of every step of the way.
There could be a bubble. I mean, rubber, because it's a natural product, behaves lovely one day and horrid the next. It's like a spoilt child some days. And David will tell you it'll spit its dummy out when you least want it to, and it'll blow bubbles. Yeah. And if it blows a bubble, you might not see it, but David knows it's there in the rubber, and that will be destroyed. It won't be used.
Ah, I see.
So we're very hot on getting good quality. And as I say, I don't stand here lightly saying I guarantee them from a lifetime, you know.
Because that's another thing. You have not that promise that you make, you know. Now, also, I have got a question, a very good question from also our producer. She wants to make them sell some cards. Can she do that?
Yes, at 1 to infinity. We have the angel policy as far as we're concerned. As long as it's hand stamped, you don't duplicate them, or you don't stamp them and then run them through a photocopy, which has happened. You don't hand stamp them and hand colour them and everything. Yeah, that's not a problem. 1 to infinity. The more art that you share, the more we like it. And the one thing I always say is, once you've got a stamp, you've got art in your hands for life.
Well, that's the thing. I have got some of, I think it was when you got, when you started with Chocolate Baroque. So I don't know when do you, because it was a few years ago.
Yeah, 10
years ago. So, so I remember getting, I think it was soon after. And this is one of those stamps also that you always have delivered, this really timeless style. That, of course, here you have got images from the 1800s, but it's like the thing, it's everything, and the quality, the stamp has to be more as beautiful as the first day.
Well, the one thing that we say as well is that, let's face it, let's be honest, we all like different brands of stamps.
Yes.
So these stamps, our stamps will go with Clarity. They'll work with Darkroom Door. They would work with, oh, I'm trying to think of a load of
and create as well.
you
so
know,
yeah.
anybody's stamps they will work with.
Because they
You know,
have
Artisan Designs, any stamps that you've got here, they'll work.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is the looping.
look at that. You know what? I think this is my favorite. As soon as the light bulb, the light, and also I think it's quite magical, the fact that I know it's artificial light, and it's kind of, you build your own light.
Yes, but the way this is drawn, there's on all, and you can see all the fine lines. I know they're not coming across quite as well on the TV, but those fine lines.
I love that. It's
You
just
know.
kind of, yeah. And then, of course, finally, we have got the...
Finally, I'm going to do the echinacea,
Ooh, the echinacea.
which is more of a broader stamp, actually, because, as I say, I wanted to do a bunch. Well, I don't know, what do you call it, a bunch of echinacea? I don't know if that sounds right, actually. But a collection or, I don't know.
No,
Anyway.
bunch, yeah, I would say a bunch because it's a bunch of flowers,
Yes.
isn't it? So
And I thought they worked so well up against this cross-section.
a field,
of-
of
It
echinacea?
could be, yes. But you can
A
see how
meadow.
big these stamps are. This is another thing I wanted to show you as well, because if you look at the insert, they're a lot smaller because we can't get the full-size stamp onto the insert, obviously.
Okay,
So
let's
all
see.
the images look a lot smaller than they actually are.
So if I put that one beside the real size one, you will be able to see it. Let me grab it. Sorry, I'm just taking a little bit of time, but you can see that. So you can see the sizes.
Right, so this is the last one. And this is not on special. This is our 160 GSM smooth paper that we use.
Okay.
So it's not on anything special. Oh, I mean, yes, it's luxury smooth. It's nice paper, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, it's nothing too fabulous that's to make the stamps look good. The stamps look good in their own right. You could stamp it on copy paper and they would still look good.
But it's, well, I think these ones will look amazing on anything. But like calico, we were talking about calico.
Yes,
before.
absolutely.
You know, I
Yes,
just
yeah.
love, I don't know why, I think, or into a canvas bag.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely gorgeous. There you go, look. There you
Look at
go.
that.
And you can even see the lines behind where the cross section is to show you how the arch is done, is all there too.
Do you ever sit down and do that? Just stamping into black all the images and then into card, and then you have got them ready for another day to color them in?
Sometimes, I don't get time, but occasionally. But what I want to show you now is if we can get all, I don't know if we can get all four in together here. So probably
At the bottom, yeah, if you...
Probably did it this way. But what I'm thinking here is you could mount, just literally mount all of those onto black
Yeah.
card and frame them.
Absolutely, that would be
Look
so
at that.
beautiful. That's
It's just as they are.
Now this is a kind of beautiful, and also I wanted to show you a very beautiful sample because we were talking about surfaces, we were talking about canvases, we were talking about calico, we are talking about wood. You can stamp into smooth wood in here. You can see in here how the beautiful, the delicate. So this is the made by Doreen, and you can see it. Stamp directly, color in it, and then glaze it over. What about using the images as well to create magnets? This is fridge magnets. So again, done by Doreen. You can see how they kind of work together as well. Now every one of the plates has got a number 1, number 2, number 3 stamps that you can then kind of number your projects as well. So I love that because then you can have a set of 4 and then you can of course stamp them into, this is about, I would say that is 2 inches in size, so maybe it's an 80 coin. Maybe, I don't know, it kind of not measured in my 2.5 inches. And then you have got, again, going a little bit more and bigger in size, kind of the stamps in the background, the stamps into the foreground is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. And of course, look at that, a bookmark. Just showcasing that it's not just cards. We have got even, I just kind of want to show you this one because again, it needs to be shown in detail. A stamp onto a ceramic pot.
Yes. We have a ceramicist, Rachel, amongst us.
Yeah.
So every show, she always does something in ceramics.
How does she stamp it then?
She stamps everything onto them and then she gets them fired. She
So
paints them
she
and gets them
uses
fired.
one of her glazes to
Yes.
stamp with.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Isn't that just amazing? I love that. So think about it. They are not just stamps for cards and paper, wood, ceramics. Think about bookmarks. Think about chipboards. Think about MDF. All the different situations, all the different substrates that you can use. 564873 is your item number for the one-day special. And I think Leslie's ready for the next demo.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm going to work on black.
Right. Oh, I like it.
Yes, and I'm going to work with metallics and white.
Ah, good.
So we're hopefully, she says, I just remembered, I need to get the white ink pad out. That would help. It's one of those. There we go. Right. Okay. So I'm going to start with the stencils.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using, out of this one, I'm going to be using one out of each strip, actually, when I look at it. So I'm going to be using the hexagon, which is the multiple hexagons in it. I'm going to be using the not squarely,
Right.
okay, which is out of the rectangles, and then I'm using the heart monitor.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I see it also like, yeah, the heart monitor or the mountain peaks or
Yes.
valleys,
Yeah.
the Himalayas and the Alps.
Yes. So I'm just going to do little bits and pieces here with the, I have got an Encore Gold.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I have to say, Encore Gold is probably one of the best golds you will ever get
Really?
for ink pads.
Why's that?
I believe so. It's a Chrysanthemum. It's out of the same stable as the Versafine and the Versaclair, but it really is just fantastic. So with my brush, I'm going to just, and the one thing I want to do is here, I don't want to be too precise, so I want to get bits that are faded and bits that
I
are
see, yeah.
like that. And because of the way it is, I can just do, like I said to you before, small areas.
All right.
So put that on there. I've got a little one here that I'm actually kind of working with. Kind of my template that I did, because I thought, well, if I didn't get time to do it, I would at least have one that I had finished. Yeah, and a little bit more down here, the little stars one here. So the hexagons could almost be stars, really.
They do look very, yeah, they have got that, especially with that beautiful gold in there.
So there we go. So I've just added little bits. So that's the hexagons one done. Now I want to do some silver with this one. No, I'm not actually, sorry. I decided I would use the bar charts. Sorry, it was the bar chart one I used. You get all 6, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, you don't have it, yeah.
You do get all of them.
Yeah.
So, and there, as I say, they're really good weight.
They 500 microns, you said?
500, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is unusual to have. You don't usually get so. What I liked about the bar chart was the idea was to be able to create shorter little lines or graphs, because I thought it kind of worked with the architectural theme.
They do, yeah. Kind of the building blocks, the kind
Yes.
of the wooden elements could be for a building or the tiles.
So I've just, there we go. And you see, you can do them as long or as short as you want, because, you know, just stop it where you want it to stop on the actual card. So there we go. So again, I'm just adding bits and pieces here and there. Yes, call that a day with that one.
Yeah, okay. I like it, it's like, yeah.
And what am I going to do now? Now I'm going to start using some stamps, I think. Yes. Oh, I'll put another, actually.
Oh, ooh, choices. Well, I've got some news about those stencils, Emmas. Now, 30% of the restock of the sellout, you know, well, we had a sellout, then we have got a extended delivery. So that extended delivery, 30% of the stock has already gone. £15.99 is the price for that. 339174 is the item number.
The other thing I wanted to show you about these, while I've got these stencils out, if that's okay, is if I can just actually do it in a different colour, then you can see what I'm trying to do. If I do it in a blue and a yellow, because those are quite contrasting. So let's do the blue first. and I'm just doing this on copy paper, remember. So I'm doing this with this works with the thin ones better, but just so you know. So there we go, there's my bar chart.
Yeah.
Now then, clean that off. The other reason is I don't want to transfer another colour, or I'm going to use a different colour. If I now use the yellow, which might go a bit green because it's got blue with it, so because you can see through them, you could actually make a proper bar chart.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So you can move that one across,
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and then here we go.
Oh, I love that. So you could actually now, again, our producer is you know, she has got, she's got massive, great ideas. She said like you could do a rainbow like that.
Yes, yeah. So you can just move across and create a proper bar chart. So that was another idea which I had, the one reason I wanted them. Okay, so I'll put that one out to one side. So back to where I was. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to show you that little technique.
A third of the stock. Let's remind everybody to check out their advancements, because a third of the stock of the restock of the beautiful stencils. They did sell out previously. We bought them back in standard delivery, especially from the 18th.
So we're going to start stamping. Right. Okay, so I'm going to take first this, which is I'll just leave that out the way. Is a safety lamp, or one of the original type of safety lamps that they used to hang up either in dark engineering shops or transport places, or underground. Yeah. So I'm going to do this one in white. So I only want part of it, so I'm only going to stamp up but again, you're going to see all the detail on this. And I'm going to pop it. Just get out of the way, just about there. Yeah. Okay. So black card's really good for doing sort of this kind of effect with. So there you go. There's the white look.
Look at that.
So there's that.
I really think that it's just the hint of the light coming through the blackness, you know.
And then where am I going next? Over on. So that was from the blue pin. Yep. This next piece is, again, I put it on there so you can see. It's actually a cross section of an archway again, look. Yep. So this is how they build the portals up. The wood goes that way, and that's where the bend comes in to form the archway.
Oh, I see.
So again, I'm going to do that one in white. And I don't want all of it, but that one's from the allium. Yeah. And again, I'm just going to do parts of it, so... And you can turn this whichever way you want. I did it that way, didn't I? Yes. So let's turn it sideways and just tap part of it. And again, you should be able to see all the little fine lines. There you go, look.
Oh, look at that.
How cool's that? So I only want bits and pieces here and there. Oh, I did a silly thing. When I had this, I should have kept the top part, because I brought the top part in later on down the bottom. So just about there. Right. Okay. So I'm just building this. I'm not randomly, because I've actually worked this out, but you can just randomly take what I call the extra stamps and just start adding bits and pieces. So the next thing is, did I want to do anything else? Yes, I should also have had this bit while I was silly person. Okay, so just going to do at the bottom a little bit of that. There you go, look. Yeah.
And that's picket fence, isn't it, the ink that you're using?
Yes, picket fence, yes. It works well when you're doing something like this.
It does. It gives you quite a lot of detail for a white pen, because sometimes whites can be, because they are pigment, they don't have that straw, detail.
It's notorious for being dreadful, is white. You know, when you're trying to get a white pen that does white and doesn't disappear when it dries. Same principle. So now then, let's go with the little set square. So this is wonderful. I've got a lovely demonstration with this tomorrow.
Oh, fabulous.
So I'm going to pop that on here. Going back, I'm going to stamp with my gold now. Yeah. So ink it all up. And again, this is another fine one. Sorry, I keep looking at what I've been doing over here. So, a bit of that there, look. And a little bit more. And then I just used it. Oh, I didn't do any more with that one. Oh, I see. Bit redundant, bless you. Yeah, it came and saying, oh, you talk, just I always do.
Yeah.
I talk to myself.
Well, I think I think I do.
Yeah.
When I'm kind of I used to even, well, I still do it. Like if I'm very, you know that I'm very clumsy. I always say that sometimes I remember one time I hit myself like accidentally, and then I was saying, oh, I'm sorry. Listen, am I saying sorry to the hand, my own hand that has hit the forehead, or is my hand saying I'm sorry to the forehead?
Now there's the Fibonacci circle. Look at that. How good does that look? Just again done in the gold, and you can see all that detail.
Gorgeous.
So I'm still going.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Now I'm going to do the light bulb. The lovely light bulb. Okay. So this is a miniature version of the light bulb itself, and I thought it was good to have one on its own, as well as having it. As you can see, what I try to do with all of these is to have the main image and then have the architectural image separate. So you can, if you just wanted to do the architectural bit, you can.
So the main hero image is the collage between both of them, and then you have got the floral elements at smaller sizes.
That's right.
And then the architecture. So that means that we can build smaller collages however we like them.
Correct.
That's a very
There's that in gold. I think that looks lovely in gold. I love that.
I love that.
So I'm just about done with those bits and pieces, but I'm going to do, every one of these has got a number, okay? So there's, this one's number 3, number 2, allium's number 1, echinacea's number 4, and they've also got what I call the old-fashioned plant label ones.
Yes, they did, yeah.
With the black background.
Yeah, okay.
And the white. So I'm nearly finished with this. There's a couple of things I want to do. I'm going to, the stencils are coming back in again.
Ooh, I like the stencils, yeah.
So there we go, number 3.
Yeah.
And you can build up your own. There are so many architectural bits and pieces that you can build up your own collage as to what you want to do. Now finally, I'm going to put the lid back on everything so I don't stick my hands in it. At least I would if I could find it, but I can't, so there you go. There it is. Lid back on that. Lid back on this. And here's my stencil.
Okay.
And a gold pen.
All right.
Okay. And with this stencil, you can actually trace round it. So I want to create the little wire cord that would go onto. So there you go. So, and then I just move it down. So the thickness of the stencil does help to hold it down a bit. Okay, and I can just move it to, oh, that's better, I like that one better.
And also the thickness would make, I'm just thinking texture paste. It would add that extra thickness.
It does, yeah, it does. You get that extra depth.
Yeah.
Sorry, my hand's in the way here. I should have actually turned this round and I didn't. So look how I've created the little,
the lights in there.
the little wire for the light bulb. Then I'm just going to add another couple of whizzy bits here. So you can use the bigger one if you wanted to. Let's do that bit there. So let's just do that.
I was also thinking that sort of designs of a stencil, if there was any thinner, they would come apart.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't want to stay one piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of flimsy. With that thickness means that they stay consistent throughout. They don't kind of pull away.
So I can just add my own little bits and pieces, and then finally with this one, I'll tell you what we'll do. Which one did I do that one with? Oh yes, I know. So just use the very ends of your bar graph. and just draw a little square next to each other, so you can, because you can see, you can line them up, and you can create a little bar grid for yourself.
Absolutely. Right, well,
there you go.
That's gorgeous.
Like that. Right, there you go. So now then, I have a black pink pig. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's got black pages.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what, something like this onto the black. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. You can see the metallic.
Do you want me to hold that up better?
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
better.
Oh, because when you yeah.
Okay, so.
There. Oh, yeah.
And I think that's kind of really scientific, that one. Look, there you go.
It does, doesn't it?
Where do you want me to?
Yeah, yes, keep it there, and hold in there.
Yeah. And then if I do that, look, you can see.
Oh, look at that.
So look at that. So there, as I say, you've created your own scientific, and you can just build that. And that's with what I call the worker stamps, not the hero stamps. Yeah,
this is kind of because you are getting in the one day special a hero images in each of those plates. You are getting 4 plates, beautiful A5 plates, but you are getting all the elements, the worker ones, as Lesley calls them. The elements that allow you to create a smaller cards, a smaller projects, maybe even maybe for your art journaling. But look at the elements in the background. I wanted to show. And now I wanted to show, oh, sorry, we have had a sellout of the individual stamp. The looping on its own has sold out, which is of course the one that features the label, which is my favorite, funnily enough. Just saying, £17.99. Also, we are limited stock for the echinacea, which I also adore because I take echinacea. I love my, it's just like the taste actually. It's a very strong taste. But it does have, you know, those beautiful echinaceas with the strength. I think they're associated with it. And also, we are approaching 60% of the one day special. And I love with the worker stamps that Lesley was referring to. Be the architect of your own dreams. Now, again, a genderless or all across genders card, because that could work so fabulously for somebody, maybe somebody who's 85, somebody who's 18. As well, and you know, guy, girl, whichever gender, you know.
I also think they work for across a great variety of celebrations as well. Yeah. You know, they're not just for birthdays. They're not just for, you know, you can use. To be honest with you, all of these, I think, even for the cards we don't like to do, which are the sympathy cards. I think you would get an image from here that you could still do a sympathy card with.
This is like you were saying, is that for those occasions we want to celebrate and those occasions we don't, they are images that are so powerful and so beautiful that say it all. Now, if you want to go for the one day special, well, you have got options. The first option that you have is whether you are going to pay one-off payment or split it into 2 interest-free payments. Those options are there. In whichever case, you have got the saving of £13. The one day special, the item number is 564873. You're getting all 4 beautiful A5 mounted stamp shades. Now, the echinacea has now sold out individually, so the only way to get it is in the bundle. Now then, of course, the one day special comes with a cling foam mounted, so you only need to cut it. However, if you wanted to go for the unmounted, it's exactly the same stamps, the same quality, great rubber, deeply edged, but those ones come unmounted. Now the details are on the screen. As you can see, it's a different item number. 085127 is your item number, and your price £54.96. But you can see that you have got also that £13 saving there. So it's your choice, basically, whatever way you like your rubber stamps to be. Right, we have got more items. Of course, we have got those beautiful stencils and masks that we have got from that Lesley was showing, and it's a set of, well, or 3 sets of 2, with including the gorgeous kind of heartbeat. I think it's a kind of harmony rate, or the hexagons, and of course you are also getting the beautiful L lines in here as well. £15.99 for all of them. Remember that they sell out earlier. They're now back on extended delivery, dispatch date from the 18th of September. 339174 is your item number for them. And I think there is so many possibilities. It's one of those those stencils that no matter what style of stencils you want, or maybe you have got jelly plates as well, you can use them. Remember that 500 microns. So for the jelly plate, you might want to have not use a roller through them. I would just dab the ink, yes. Right? Yep. Yep. Absolutely. 339174 is your item number, and of course £15.99 is the price. If you add it to your flexi buy, remember if you're going for the one that's special, that opens a flexi kind of order, so then you can add these different elements in there and then split the cost of them as well. Then we have got the MDF DL tag kit, well, tag book, or it's not really a tag, it's just kind of whichever way you look at it, it's just a really versatile. It comes in with those beautiful 5 printed papers, printed into this really superb fine paper that is kind of almost between a tissue and a rice paper, that has got that softness. So it has got a strength, but also it has got that lightness of the touch. That means that it will wrap itself around curves and kind of be bends, and as well as corners. Now, if you want to go for this bundle, remember it comes with drawing cartridge, papers, and as well as the vintage bulldog. Your item number is 353794. Remember that they did sell out earlier, and of course that means that they are now back on extended delivery. Now, if you want to do immediate dispatch of these beautiful papers, well, we have got another option. For just £11.99, we have got these beautiful papers. Now, you are going to get the 5 designs that you have got in the DL MDF kit, but you are getting 5 of each, as well, so 25 printed ones, and then as well as 5 of the white ones, so 30 in total. Now 30, of course, like Lesley was explaining, you can stamp on, and you can then use it with the one day special or whatever other stamps you do, so you can create your own printed papers. $11.99 for all 30 sheets. 885144 is your item number. Now, another item incredibly busy, well, is this set. I was going to call it paintbrush, but it is you have got the brush and trio water pot bundle. That's the correct name, and you should call it is the correct name, Paula. I'm telling myself off. You have got 10 brushes in here, and you can see the different sizes, as you can see. And then, of course, I love the pot here because it kind of folds all away, so it doesn't take much space. But then, of course, you can have clean water, the really clean water, and the really dirty water if you want it. So you can go that way and go clean, really clean, and really dirty. 4393546 is your item number. £19.98 is the price for them. It did sell out early, back on extended. It's dispatch date from the 18th of September. And finally, this beautiful cards and papers. Now, you are getting 17 total. You are getting 30 of the postcard sort of size. So it's A6, and then you are getting the papers in the A5, and you are getting 40 of them. The papers are double-sided and created by Lesley fair hands, creating these beautiful backgrounds with the rollers, with the brayer, sorry, rollers are the ones for the Can't you imagine getting the rollers from there? Anyway, sorry, a little bit late. 872079 is your item number. £19.98 is the price. You're saving £8 in this bundle. Lesley, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, yeah. Just show you again the usefulness of these stencils. So I am going to do a sentiment right onto the card that I did earlier. Like so, walk in my footsteps if you must, but print your own prints, for mine will turn to dust. Take a fine liner pen, frame that round there.
I love that because it implies that kind of ethereal nature of anybody who comes into your life, or kind of thing. So it's almost like you are unattainable, you're kind of, look at that.
And if you want to create a shadow underneath, all you do is you drop the stencil slightly to one side, and then just run and make that a lot thicker underneath.
That's beautiful.
And there's the drop shadow. There you go. Look, that makes that three-dimensional.
we have got seconds to say thank you so much. Have
Thank
a good,
you.
you know, you'll be back at 8 a.m.,
Yes.
12, and of course for final call. That is, of course, if there is a stock. Do not forget to check out those baskets because we are incredibly busy. So please do check out them so you know that you have got the beautiful one-day special. It's exquisite quality and versatility of what you can do. I'm in love with it, and I'm sure you will when you get them home. And of course, more demonstrations at 8 a.m.
Yeah. And thank you very much for everybody that's purchased up to now. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lesley. Have a lovely rest of the rest of the night. Yeah, you know that.